Refining and focusing your profile with these features.
Welcome back again to LinkedIn to Lead Generation with Hannah Tai of ChatterboxSocialMedia.com. Hannah, we're in the midst of our four-part series talking about features on LinkedIn that you may have either forgotten about or never discovered. And so we're going to go through a few more features in today's episode. So what are we going to cover?
Well, it's spring, so it's time for some spring cleaning. So we're going to look at our profile and see if there are a couple things that maybe we can just tighten up a little bit, refocus towards, what you're trying to do to showcase your brand and build your brand in the direction of where you want your career to go.
All right, and we're going to cover three of these things. So we're going to talk about looking over your skills and endorsements and just doing a little cleanup there. Looking at the groups that you're a member of and making sure that you've got a focus to them, and then writing a few published posts to kind of show off what you're all about. So let's go through those, Hannah. So tell me about skills and endorsements. Maybe I built my profile a couple of years ago and I haven't really taken a hard look at it. So is that what we're talking about here?
Exactly, Mark. So again, a lot of people have created their profiles, 4 years ago, and obviously, hopefully, your business has grown, and the direction that you're looking to go in has grown as well. So you want to take a look at that and make sure that you have the endorsements that you really want to highlight, really want to be known for. So you might even just want to pare them down, so you might have, 20 or 30 endorsements for, different skill sets, and maybe some of them are kind of applicable, some of them aren't, but you can actually take them and you can actually delete some of them if you'd like. You can actually add some if you, think they might be a little bit more timely as far as where you are now in your career. And you can also, I would just make sure that the few that you really want to highlight, you want to just move up to the front of your profile. You can drag and drop and move them. So those are the things that I would do just to make sure. You want to just clear out the stuff that's no longer applicable, and you want to really highlight those few that really can showcase what you can do and how you can help.
Well, and Hannah, this is really why people need to connect with you, because the thing is, no offense to LinkedIn, but I think they do a terrible job helping people understand how to use the features built into LinkedIn. Because I can't tell you how long, I think it was after we did an episode about this, that I didn't even realize that you could actually open that section up and rearrange those. Yeah. I just thought, hey, they rolled out this thing and people are endorsing me, and that's great, but they're not endorsing me for what I want. I have no control over it. Well, it turns out you do. So if you don't know how to do that, get in touch with Hannah, and dig through the other episodes and things. But so yeah, let's do some spring cleaning. Let's if you set this up a while ago and people have been endorsing you for a while, you might want to look at what they're endorsing you for and cleaning it up and making sure it's staying now true to the branded message you're trying to create, right? Right,
exactly, and who you're trying to help.
Right. Okay. So that's the skills and endorsements section. Let's talk about groups. I'm always confessing how bad I am at LinkedIn, because I really am, Hannah. That's why I do this show, because this is my way of getting my consulting from you. So the groups, I joined a whole mess of groups, and some of them are relevant at this point, and some are not. So what should I be doing with that whole stack of groups I got there on my profile?
So groups are great, and the reason why groups are so important is because you can message anybody in a group, okay? So that's a really nice back-end way that you can connect with people, okay, without going through the connection request. However, a lot of people are not in the right types of groups. So maybe they've joined, a bunch of industry-specific groups, but they're not really actively engaging in them, and their prospects aren't in them. Mm-hmm. So you really want to think about your strategy when you're joining groups. Does this group, how is this group going to help me by being a part of it? So number one, are my prospects in this group? Can I add enough value where I can, build enough of a name for myself within the group where, if I reach out to them, they're going to be receptive. They know me. They've, seen me interacting. I've offered value. That's number one. Number two, is this an industry-specific group where I'm going to learn from? Maybe an alumni group, a local group. Those are the sorts of groups that you want to join. If you have, 30 other groups that there's no way that you're touching them, right. I would say probably 6 to 8 groups you can actually be active in.
So
Those are your
the 40 that I'm in is probably not a good thing.
yeah, those core groups. Well, you can still have some. I would still keep them if your prospects are in them, or
Okay.
if you think you can go in there every once in a while and check out the discussions and see if you can add some value or learn something. But unless it fits that criteria, get rid of them. Also,
Hmm.
on your profile, you can go into groups. If you go into the group section, and you can actually hide them so that they're not all
Oh,
displayed.
okay.
So what I would do is I would take, again, those 6 groups that you're really active in that showcase your expertise and what you're interested in. So again, maybe an alumni group, maybe an industry specific group or two, and some of the people that you help, those sorts of groups. I would really focus in on those key groups and keep those on your profile.
Well, I think that makes a lot of sense, Anna, because I mean, I'm sure you'd agree with this kind of concept that who you hang out with says something about you, right? And so
Right.
if I'm indiscriminately hanging out with all these different groups, it means I'm kind of confused about what I'm doing there, right? So
Right. And
I think that
again,
makes a lot of sense.
the whole point of all of this is to really laser focus, to really market yourself as the expert in whatever it is that you're trying to, display yourself as. So
Right.
if, like you said, you're a member of 50 million groups, well, what does that say about you?
Hmm.
It's confusing.
Right. No, that makes total sense, Hannah. So, and I love that you just, taught me that I can actually hide some of them. So there may be some that aren't necessarily 100% focused on message for what I want my profile to say, but I might
Right.
get some personal value out of it, so I can hide those and not mess up the look I'm trying to create. Cool. All right,
Exactly.
so let's talk about published posts, because some do and some don't. I know that you have had a lot of success yourself with these and have been doing those. Can't say that I've actually spent a whole lot of time doing this. So tell me about the value of published posts. Inspire me, Hannah.
So published posts are a great way for you to rock out your profile. So they're a great way that you can really showcase your expertise, talk about some of the things that people ask you about every day in your business. Okay, so you want to kind of take a look at that. You can actually look in Pulse, and you can look at some of the trending articles within your industry. Like, what are the ones that people are really seem to really resonate? And then take those topics and try and put your own spin on it, and create some posts that again just showcase your expertise. You're going to get a lot of views of people that you might even be displayed in Pulse, under that particular category that you're trying to really cultivate an audience from. So think about that. Think about when you're creating these posts, where do I want to really fall? So like some of my posts have been displayed in like LinkedIn, tips or whatever. So
Hmm.
and that's great because I'm exposed to an audience then that I wouldn't have been exposed to before. Besides that, one of the things that's super cool is when you publish a post, it actually shows up as a notification to my whole network. So
Right.
everyone that I'm connected to will see my post that I just published something. So it
Right.
keeps me top of mind.
Right, and on topic, right,
Yeah.
and showing the value that you can deliver. So yeah, absolutely,
Right.
excellent. So
And then they can share that with their network and so on and so forth.
exactly, and yeah, awesome stuff, Hannah. So I mean, so get out there and do some spring cleaning of your LinkedIn profile. So we're
And
talking.
spruce things up.
Exactly, spruce things up. So this is part of our 4-part series where we're talking about all these different features that you may have missed in LinkedIn, either because you saw them and forgot about them, you set and forget, and you didn't go back and clean it up, or you never discovered some of these features. And Hannah has been kind enough to make a whole big list of them here, and we're going through them in a whole 4-part video series here. Today, we're talking about this spring cleaning, so looking at skills and endorsements we talked about, cleaning those up, hiding the groups that don't, stay on message for you, and making sure that you've looked at that core 6 to 8 groups that really make sense, that you not only want to be in but you want to show that you're in. And then getting some of the posts that you're putting out maybe on your blog or something else and retweaking them to make them into LinkedIn posts and getting them out there, getting people to see that you're a thought leader and that you have good stuff to say that's valuable. So all good stuff, Hannah. So if people like this, Hannah, and they realize that they need help, like I do, they need to connect with you. I get to connect with you because we're here on the show, but they connect with you by coming over to your website at chatterboxsocialmedia.com and clicking on the LinkedIn button and linking in with you. So that's the best way to connect with Hannah. So head on over to chatterboxsocialmedia.com, click on the LinkedIn button, and then join us for part 4 of this series. I'll see you soon, Hannah.
Thanks so much, Mark.